Maya sat alone at the bus stop, rain sliding down her hair, soaking through her thin sweater. She didn't try to hide her tears. At first they came slowly, quiet and tired. Then her shoulders shook, and she covered her face with both hands as the pain finally spilled out of her. Her breaths were sharp and uneven, like her chest was breaking from the inside. Two teenage boys stood a little distance away, holding a phone. They weren't really watching her, not in the way that mattered. They were laughing, whispering, planning another TikTok prank like they always did. One of them pointed the camera toward her. "Watch this," he said, running over with fake concern. "Ma'am, are you okay?" His friend struggled not to laugh behind the screen. Maya looked up with swollen eyes, but before she could speak, the boy made a loud, silly noise and jumped back, pretending she scared him. They burst into laughter, the phone capturing everything. Maya stared at them in confusion, then in hurt, then in complete silence as they walked away still laughing. They uploaded the video within minutes, giving it a funny caption, expecting likes and jokes. But that wasn't what happened. Within an hour, the comments were filling up fast. People didn't laugh. They didn't find it funny. Something in Maya's face, her red, trembling lips, her empty eyes, the way she tried to wipe her tears quickly, hit people deeply. "Wait, this girl is not okay. Why did this make me cry? Someone find her. She looks broken. This isn't a prank. This is someone's real pain." More and more people began sharing it. Some slowed the video down, pointing out how she looked like she was trying to hold herself together. Others wrote paragraphs about kindness, and how people never know what someone is going through. The video spread across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. By evening, millions had seen her crying at that lonely bus stop in the rain. Strangers argued in the comments, angry at the boys, worried for Maya, trying to guess who she was and what might have happened to her. Some said they felt her pain through the screen, like her heartbreak reached directly into their chest. And while Maya had no idea yet, this moment, this one painful, exposed moment, was about to change her entire life. Maya grew up in a small house that was always filled with love, even when there was very little money. Her parents tried their best, but life was hard. Bills were always late, food was sometimes simple, and her mother often worked double shifts just to keep things running. Still, Maya remembered laughter in the kitchen, long hugs, and her mother whispering, "We'll be okay." Everything changed when Maya was 10. Her father left one morning without saying anything. No fight, no warning, no goodbye. One day he was there, and the next he was gone. Maya waited for him for weeks, then months. Her mother cried quietly at night, thinking Maya didn't hear. The hurt settled deep inside Maya, a wound she carried even as she grew older. Her mother took extra jobs after that. She came home tired, sometimes too tired to speak, but she always tried to smile for Maya. "You're my strong girl," she would say, even when she herself felt like she was falling apart. When Maya became an adult, she promised herself she would choose a loving, stable partner, someone who wouldn't walk away the way her father did. That's why Evan seemed perfect at first. He was charming, confident, and always knew what to say. He made her feel special in the beginning, like she was his whole world. But slowly things changed. Evan's sweetness faded into sharp comments. He would make little jokes about her weight, her job, the way she talked. When she tried to tell him it hurt, he called her too sensitive. If she was upset, he would say she was creating drama. He made her doubt herself again and again, until she started believing the things he said. He stopped asking about her day. He stopped caring if she ate or slept. When she tried to talk about her feelings, he rolled his eyes or walked away. Maya kept trying to fix things, telling herself it was just stress, that he still loved her. But deep inside, she felt the same fear she felt when she was 10, the fear of being abandoned. Then, 2 weeks before the rainy bus stop, Maya discovered the truth. She saw messages on Evan's phone. Messages from her coworker. Flirting. Plans. Pictures. Weeks of betrayal right in front of her eyes. Her hands shook as she read them, and her heart felt like it was tearing apart. When she confronted Evan, he didn't apologize. He didn't even look guilty. Instead, he blamed her again. Said she wasn't fun anymore. Said she overreacted. Said she pushed him away. Maya cried, begged, tried to understand, but Evan became cold. The more she asked for answers, the more angry he became. And on the day of the bus stop scene, everything exploded. They argued for hours. Maya finally told him she couldn't live like this anymore, that she deserved better. And instead of stopping her or trying to fix things, Evan opened the door and told her to leave if she wants to act like a victim. When she hesitated, he shouted. He threw her small handbag at her and slammed the door behind her. Maya stood outside, shaking, with only her purse and the clothes she was wearing. She didn't have a plan. She didn't have anywhere to go. She just walked and walked until the sky turned gray and the rain began to fall. That was how Maya ended up at that lonely bus stop, heartbroken, drenched, and carrying the weight of her past and her present all at once. The next morning, Maya sat on a friend's old sofa, still wearing the same clothes from the night before. Her eyes were swollen, her head heavy. She hadn't slept. She hadn't eaten. She just felt empty. Her phone buzzed nonstop, but she ignored it. She thought it was Evan or maybe work. She didn't want to talk to anyone. She didn't want to explain anything. She just wanted silence. But then her friend walked over, holding her own phone with a worried look. Maya, I think you need to see this. Maya took the phone slowly, confused. A video was already open. It took her a few seconds to realize what she was looking at. It was her, sitting at the bus stop, crying in the rain. The same two boys laughing in the background. The same moment she wished she could erase. Her heart stopped. She watched herself wipe her tears. She watched her body shake as she tried to breathe. She watched those boys point the camera at her like she was a joke. Her face burned from shame. Her hands trembled. She felt like the whole world had stepped into her most painful moment. Why would they do this? She whispered. Her friend didn't answer. She didn't know what to say. Maya scrolled down, expecting people to laugh at her, to mock her, to call her weak. Instead, she froze. The comments weren't cruel. They were full of kindness. Someone please check on this girl. This isn't funny. She looks heartbroken. I cried watching this. Please, does anyone know who she is? I hope she's okay. Thousands of comments. Thousands of strangers defending her, caring for her, feeling her pain. Maya blinked, confused. She never expected softness from strangers. She never expected anyone to notice her hurt. She had spent years hiding it. Then another video popped up under the trending section. A woman around 40, with gentle eyes and a warm voice, was speaking. Her name doesn't matter right now, the woman said. But that girl at the bus stop, she is someone's daughter, someone's friend, someone who clearly needed help. And instead of help, she got laughed at. The woman paused, her eyes softening. My name is Lauren. And if she ever sees this, I just want her to know she is not alone. We care. We see her. Maya felt something break inside her. Not in a painful way, but in a way that made room for air she hadn't breathed in years. Lauren's video went viral too. People stitched it, shared it, wrote long messages about empathy and mental health. A small online community formed, all searching for the girl at the bus stop. Some even offered help, not knowing who she was. Maya pressed the phone to her chest as tears rolled down again. But these tears felt different, softer, warmer. For the first time in a long time she felt seen. She felt like the world wasn't as cold as she thought. The viral video, something that first felt cruel and humiliating, suddenly became a mirror. It showed her how broken she had become inside, how much she had ignored her own pain, how much she needed healing. And it pushed her to face emotions she had buried for years. The fear of abandonment, the loneliness, the heartbreak she pretended didn't exist. Maya didn't know it yet, but this unexpected wave of kindness from strangers was about to change the direction of her entire life. Maya didn't want anyone to know she was the girl in the viral video. She felt embarrassed every time she thought about millions of people watching her cry. She stayed mostly inside her friend's apartment, keeping the curtains closed and her phone on silent. The kindness online comforted her, but the attention scared her too. She thought she could stay hidden, but Evan found her. He showed up at the apartment building one afternoon, knocking loudly on the door. Maya's stomach twisted the moment she heard his voice. Maya, open the door. We need to talk. Her friend hesitated, but Maya finally stepped outside, her hands shaking. Evan pulled her into the hallway, pretending to look worried. Why didn't you tell me? He asked, eyes narrowing. Do you know how many people have seen that video? Do you know how bad this makes me look? Maya blinked. This makes you look bad. Yes, he snapped. People will think I did something to you. You should have been more careful. You always create drama." His words hit her like cold water. In that moment, the truth became painfully clear. He wasn't here because he cared. He was here because he was scared the world would see who he really was. "I was crying because of you," Maya whispered, her voice breaking. "And you still only care about yourself." Evan's face tightened. "You're being ungrateful. I came here for you." "No," Maya said softly. "You came here for your image." For the first time, she saw him exactly as he was, selfish, manipulative, and incapable of love. She turned and walked back inside, closing the door on him, and on the life she kept trying to fix. Inside, her phone buzzed again. But this time, the messages were gentle. People who saw Lauren's video were sending kind words to the account Maya finally admitted was hers. One message stood out. It was from a woman named Grace. "Hi Maya, I work as a social worker. I'm not here to judge. I only want to help if you need someone to talk to." They met the next day at a small cafe. Grace had warm eyes and a calm voice. She listened without interrupting, and when Maya finished speaking, Grace said quietly, "You've been carrying too much alone. You deserve support." For the first time, Maya believed it. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the city, her estranged father scrolled through his phone. When the video appeared on his screen, he froze. He knew that face, even after all the years. Seeing his daughter crying in the rain hit him like a punch to the chest. Guilt crushed him. Guilt for leaving, for disappearing, for not being there when she needed him most. Pain, fear, old memories. All of it began rising around Maya like a storm. But with every new challenge, she finally started to see the truth of her life, her relationships, and the wounds she had tried to forget. That a few days later, Maya received a message from a local news station. They wanted to interview her, the girl from the viral video. At first, she didn't know how to feel. Scared? Nervous? Confused? But deep inside, she also felt something new. A small spark of courage. Maybe it was time to speak for herself. When Evan heard about it, he showed up again, even more angry than before. "You are not doing that interview," he said, grabbing her arm. "Do you understand how bad that will make me look? People will think I'm the reason you were crying." Maya pulled her arm back, her voice trembling but strong. "I'm not doing this for you." He stepped closer, lowering his voice like he owned her. "You will stay quiet. You will say nothing. I forbid it." For a moment, Maya felt the old fear rise in her chest. The same fear she felt every time he shouted, every time he blamed her, every time he twisted her feelings. But then she thought of Lauren. She thought of Grace. She thought of all the strangers who cared for her more than he ever had. And she finally realized something important. Evan didn't control her anymore. "No," she said firmly. "You don't get to tell me what to do. Not anymore." Evan's face twisted in frustration, but she walked past him, refusing to look back. For the first time in years, Maya felt free. The next day, she sat in a chair at the news studio, lights bright, cameras ready. Her hands were shaking, but she breathed slowly, reminding herself that she deserved to be heard. The reporter smiled kindly. "Maya, thank you for being here. Millions of people connected with your story. Before we continue, there's something important we need to share with you." Maya frowned softly. "What do you mean?" The reporter held a small piece of paper. "A man contacted us after seeing the viral video. He says he is your father." Maya's breath caught. Her body froze. My father," she whispered. Before she could ask anything else, a door behind the cameras opened. A man stepped inside. His hair was gray at the edges, his hands shaking, his eyes full of regret and fear. "Maya," he said softly, his voice breaking. "It's me." Maya stared at him, speechless. Her heart twisted painfully. Anger and longing crashed into each other inside her chest. He took a trembling step forward. "I left you when you were a child. I was weak. I was scared. I made the biggest mistake of my life." Maya felt tears gather in her eyes. "Why did you leave? Why didn't you ever come back?" He wiped his eyes with shaking fingers. "I thought you'd be better without me. I was wrong. And when I saw you crying in that video, it felt like someone stabbed me. I saw the little girl I abandoned. I saw the pain I caused." He fell to his knees, right there on camera. "I am so sorry. I don't expect forgiveness. I just want you to know I never stopped loving you." The studio went silent. Even the crew looked emotional. Maya's chest ached. She wanted to scream at him for disappearing. She wanted to hug him for returning. She wanted to run away. She wanted to stay. Her tears fell fast and hot. "You hurt me," she whispered. "You hurt me so much." "I know," he said, crying openly. "And I will spend the rest of my life trying to make it right." Maya covered her face, overwhelmed by memories, by heartbreak, by hope she didn't know she still had. Slowly, she reached out a shaking hand. Her father took it like it was the most precious thing in the world. Millions would later watch that moment. A broken family trying to rebuild, a daughter facing her deepest wounds, and a father begging for a second chance. It became the most unforgettable moment of all. After the interview, Maya felt like her whole life had been turned upside down. She had faced her deepest pain in front of the world, and strangely, it didn't break her. It opened something inside her. But healing didn't happen overnight. It began slowly, one small step at a time. Her father reached out to her the day after the interview. He didn't push or demand anything. He simply sent a message. "I'm here whenever you are ready. I will wait." Maya wasn't ready to trust him immediately. Too many years had passed. Too many questions were still unanswered. But she agreed to meet him in a quiet park. They sat on a bench, not too close but not too far. "I want us to rebuild," he said gently. "But only in the way that feels safe for you." For the first time, Maya felt like she had the power to choose. She set clear boundaries. She told him she needed time, honesty, and patience. And he agreed to all of it without hesitation. Their relationship didn't magically heal, but it slowly began to grow, like a seed getting its first bit of sunlight. Grace, the social worker, also stayed by Maya's side. She introduced Maya to counseling sessions that helped her untangle years of emotional pain. At first, Maya felt strange talking about her feelings, but Grace reminded her that healing was not a weakness. Every session made her feel lighter, like she was finally learning how to breathe again. Meanwhile, the online community that had supported Maya didn't disappear. A group of young women who followed her story created a small campaign called Stand With Maya. They collected donations, offered resources, and even helped her find temporary housing and a new job opportunity. They didn't know her personally, but they believed in her. Their kindness helped Maya rebuild a life that felt safe and hopeful again. Evan tried contacting her several times. Calls, texts, even long voice messages filled with fake apologies. But Maya didn't respond. She had finally seen the truth. Evan had never loved her. He only loved control. One day, she blocked him completely. It felt like closing a heavy door she had been carrying for too long. The two teenage boys who made the prank video also reached out. This time they weren't laughing. They posted a new video, one with no jokes, no tricks, no silly music. They looked nervous, their voices shaky. "We're sorry," one of them said. "We didn't know she was hurting," the other added. "We were wrong. We shouldn't have filmed her. We shouldn't have laughed." Their apology felt real, not forced. Maya watched the video quietly. She didn't feel anger anymore, just a gentle sadness. They were young, foolish, and unaware of the pain they caused. She sent them a private message. "I forgive you. Please be kinder from now on." Forgiving them didn't erase what happened, but it freed her heart from holding on to bitterness. For the first time in years, Maya felt stronger. She felt like she was finally taking control of her life, not letting anyone else decide her worth, her voice, or her future. Step by step, she rebuilt herself. Step by step, she learned to stand tall again. And slowly, she began to believe that she deserved peace, happiness, and love that didn't hurt. Maya wasn't the same girl at the bus stop anymore. She was becoming someone new, someone brave, someone aware, someone whole. A few weeks later, Maya returned to the same bus stop where it all began. But this time, the rain had stopped, and the sky was soft and clear. She sat on the bench, her hair still a little messy, but her face calm and peaceful. Her phone buzzed with a new message. She opened it and smiled softly as she read. "I'm here, Maya. For as long as you'll have me." From her father. Maya looked up at the empty street, feeling the cool breeze on her face. The pain was still there, but it didn't feel so heavy anymore. She knew healing was not about forgetting, but about learning to live with the past and still move forward. She thought about the strangers who had reached out, the friends who had stood by her, and the new strength she found inside herself. She realized that sometimes even broken things can be made whole again, slowly, carefully, with time and kindness. Maya took a deep breath and smiled again. Not a big smile, but a quiet one. The kind that comes from hope, from knowing she was not alone, and from believing in second chances. The bus pulled up, but Maya didn't rush to get on. She stayed a moment longer, letting the calm settle inside her. Then she stood up, steady and sure, ready to face whatever came next. And with that, she walked forward, not just moving but healing. The screen faded to black, leaving behind a feeling of quiet strength and new beginnings. Hey friends! Thanks a lot for watching all the way through. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories. See you soon.